Hello children, I am Sirisha here again with your lesson Synthetic Fibers and Plastics. Okay, in the previous video we have learnt about acrylic. Okay, that was our last topic. We have learnt about acrylic and now we are going to another new topic, that is characteristics of synthetic fibers. In this class we will be continuing with characteristics of synthetic fibers. Till now you have learnt about synthetic fibers, that is about rayon, nylon, acrylic, polyester, and about PET bottles also you have learnt. And now we will be learning about various characteristics of synthetic fibers. Okay, just they have started it with a question, that is, imagine that it's a rainy day. What kind of umbrella would you use and why? It's so simple, right? In Bangalore especially, many a times we'll be carrying an umbrella even to school also, because it suddenly rains. See, which type of material are you thinking? Yes, usually it will be a synthetic fiber only, because they won't absorb the water like our cotton do. See, what does it, see, if you take a ball of cotton and immerse it in water, see the amount of water it absorbs immediately, isn't it? That is a natural fiber which absorbs lot of water. If an umbrella absorbs that much of water, can we use it? The whole purpose will be a waste. So obviously we will use, so usually it will be made of nylon with a nice waterproof coating on it also, because nylon is, as we have studied about nylon is a very strong fiber. It won't get torn easily. Okay, and even not permeable by air, and definitely it gets dried up fast. As it absorption is less, it gets dried also fast. So nylon is preferred with a waterproof coating, with an extra waterproof coating also. So then now let us continue with our chapter after answering this question. Synthetic fibers possess unique characteristics which make them popular dress materials. And previously also we have studied that they have become very popular for making dress materials because of various characteristics. What are the characteristics here? They dry up quickly, they are durable, less expensive, readily available, easy to maintain. Okay, let us see one by one now. Let us see the characteristics one by one. I have just made a list of them. Durable. I told you what is meant by durability. Durability is the longevity of the material. Whenever we are investing some money on a certain item, we think of its durability. That means, for how much long can I use this item? Isn't it or not? You can check with your parents. Whenever they are investing, whenever they are going to buy something, definitely they will look into this aspect. That is, how much long can I use this item? Okay, if we are spending only 10 rupees, you may not bother. But if you are spending a few hundreds of rupees on something, you want it to come at least for 1 year. Isn't it? Such a thing is durability, is the longevity of that fabric. Next, it is less expensive. I told you, natural and original things. We have talked about acrylic. While talking about acrylic also, I told you, original wool is very costly. But wool is preferred in winters. But everybody can't afford that much. So it's an artificial kind of wool from which our sweaters are made, which are available at a very low rates. That is called less expensive. Okay, so these synthetic fibers are less expensive. First is they are durable. That means their longevity. Then they are less expensive. The next one is they are readily available, because no need to wait for them to occur in nature. These are man-made, right? Take the raw materials and prepare the fabric. That's it. If you set up a factory, you can produce how much ever amount you want. So they are readily available. They are abundantly available because we'll get the raw material and make how much ever we want. Next one is dries up quickly. While talking about the umbrella also, I have told you, as they absorb low water, they dry up fast. See, when a fabric is absorbing lot of water, when we keep it for drying, that much of time it takes to throw all the water out through evaporation. How the clothes gets dried? Through evaporation, isn't it? So when the absorption itself is very less, it gets dried up very quickly because very less water is inside, is absorbed. So it gets dried up very fast. Then easy to maintain. Easy to maintain. This is, as I told you, they are like wrinkle free almost. They won't get wrinkled. So they don't require starch for the look, and they don't require much of ironing also, isn't it? So they are easy to maintain. Even though you wear them for the whole day, you look neat and tidy because it won't get wrinkled up so fast. Okay, and nowadays ironing is very costly. For every one single cloth, you can check with your parents also, they are charging almost 10 rupees per piece. If it's a saree, they may even charge you 50 to 100 rupees. In between 50 to 100 they are charging per one saree for ironing. So it's easy to maintain means that ironing is not required, starching it is not required, and it gets dried up instantly. Even though while traveling, if you are carrying it, they get dried up instantly so that you can wear them again and again. Okay, so these are the characteristics, main characteristics of synthetic fibers, which are making them very popular and famous. Understood? So let us go to the next page. Next page, we are having an activity here. Science is always full of activities which really make it more interesting. See, this is very simple activity. You just go through it. What they have explained there is, take two pieces of cloth. One is cotton cloth like your handkerchief. The other one should be a nylon or polyester cloth. Ask your parents, they will help you with this. Take a small piece of that, and in two different mugs with same amount of water, you take two glasses. Okay, so that you will have same amount of water in those two glasses, and just fold these clothes and dip them in the both the glasses. One is cotton fabric, you dip in one glass. The other one is a synthetic fiber, you dip in another glass. It's like rayon or nylon or polyester cloth, you take and dip it in water. They are just asking you to observe how much water does each of the cloth absorbs. Okay, when you remove the cloth out without pressing it, just remove it as it is. Don't press the water out. Okay, don't squeeze the water out. Just remove the cloths as it is. After the absorption of water, you will definitely find that our cotton absorbs maximum of water, whereas our synthetic fibers won't absorb. And one more thing they want you to note down from this activity is, then put them for drying in sun and observe which gets dried up fast. Isn't it? The next one they are asking is, put them in sun and which will take more time to dry. As I told you, and when the absorption is less, they get dried up very fast. Really, they get dried up very fast because they have absorbed very less amount of water. The fabric which absorbs more will take a lot of time to dry up that water, isn't it? So both of the things you need to make a note. Just it's a fun activity at home and it will stay in your mind forever if you do and see. Okay, if you do an experiment and see for yourself, you will never forget that. That's why it will be full of activities. Please take two glasses and two fabrics. One is the cotton fabric, the other one is some synthetic fabric, and try this out. Okay, then you can just talk with your parents about the durability. That means, will they really come for a long time? And what is the cost of them? And is it really easy to maintain those fabrics when compared to natural fabrics? You can sit and discuss with your parents about all these. Okay, especially your mothers can help you a lot because they will be seeing a lot of variety of fabrics. Okay, while purchasing. So please sit with your parents and discuss these things: the durability, cost, maintenance of synthetic fabrics and the natural fabrics. Okay. Next, coming to our second part of the chapter, that is plastics. Till now we have discussed a lot about synthetic fibers. Now we are coming to the second half of the chapter, that is plastics. Okay, plastic is a household name, as I told you. Everywhere, wherever you see, it's a plastic over there. Okay, plastics is also a polymer. Just like our synthetic fiber, it is also a polymer. Whereas in plastic, we have two types of arrangements. The single units are arranged in a linear fashion. Linear fashion means what? See, they are just linked to one another in a straight line. They are linked to each another in a straight line model. This is called linear arrangement. What is this? Linear arrangement. Whereas see the second arrangement. Here each unit is linked to so many units on every side. For example, if I take this first unit, it is linked to this unit, and from down to this unit, from left to one more unit will be there here also. Okay, and to the top also it will be linked to one more. See, every unit is linked on all the four sides. Here in linear, only there is one link between the units. We have talked about polymers. It is from a Greek word, that is poly means many, mer means units. So repetition of many units. Basically plastic is also the repetition of many units, but there are two types of arrangements inside. One is a linear arrangement. With this we will make some kind of plastics, and this is called cross-link arrangement. This is called cross-linked arrangement, where each unit is attached with the other from all the four directions. This is called cross-linked arrangement. Okay, in both the fashions they will be preparing the plastic. Now let us go into the plastics. Plastic is also a polymer like the synthetic fiber. Plastic is also a polymer like a synthetic fiber. That's what we are talking about. All plastics do not have the same type of arrangement of units. In some, it is linear, whereas in the others, it is cross-linked, as shown in the figure. Just now we have seen that figure. Okay, two types of arrangements plastics are made up of. Plastic articles are available in all possible shapes and sizes, as you can see in 3.7. See, this is 3.7. See, with the plastic we can see a chair, a bucket, whereas a dustbin kind of thing, and whereas a bike also. See, the bike, so many parts are made up of plastic. Some are made up of metal, but many are made up of plastic also. So see, the uses of plastic, they are like uncountable number of uses with plastics nowadays. Okay, plastics they're possible in every shape and size. You can see the plastics nowadays. Okay, have you ever wondered how this is possible? How the plastic is molded into so many different shapes and sizes and even colors also. How is this possible? Have you ever wondered? The fact is that plastic is easily moldable. That is, moldability means it can be shaped in any form. It can be shaped in any form. That's why they are using various kinds of molds and creating various things. See, plastics can be recycled, they can be reused, they can be colored, melted, rolled into sheets or made into wires also. That is why it finds such a variety of uses. See the flexibility in plastic. It can be recycled. That means once done like a chair, can be again melted and shaped into some other kind of bin or another one. Okay, so it can be recycled and it can be reused. When we recycle, again we reuse. It can be colored into various colors. It can be melted. It can be rolled into sheets or even made into wires. So this flexibility of plastic is allowing it to take different shapes and sizes. That's why its uses are also uncountable uses. We are using plastic like anything because of the flexibility in it. Okay. Then polythene. What is this polythene? Poly plus ethene is an example of a plastic. This is also one of the variant in plastic. It is used mainly for making polythene bags. Whenever your mom wants to store some vegetables in the refrigerator, always she looks for a polythene bag so that she can keep. And whenever we want to dispose our waste, we want to keep them in a polythene bag and throw. Before, whenever we were going for shopping, we were all getting the things in a polythene cover because it is very less expensive. But nowadays we have banned them because of different reasons. The decomposition of them is difficult and people are using them very irresponsibly. Okay, they are using them very irresponsibly. So finally the government has banned them and now we have come back to the jute bags. Otherwise these polythene bags were very famous. Then now try to bend a piece of plastic yourself. Can all the plastic articles be bent? See, some plastic articles are very flexible. See, for example, my pen. This is also made of plastic, isn't it or not? Can I bend it immediately? If I try to bend it more, it will break, isn't it? Whereas you will have some other things made up of plastic which can be bended. Okay, that is, you will have your flexible scales. See, some of your friends will be bringing flexible scales. Here also I can show you a pouch which is bendable. See, when I take such a thing, this is made out of polythene sheets, isn't it? This is bendable. See here, we can bend it. Isn't it very, very flexible? I can make it into a small thing also. So some which are made out of plastic are easily foldable. Some are not. Like my pen, I cannot bend this. So both the varieties can be made out of plastics. Then you will observe that some plastic articles can be bent easily while some break when forced to bend, isn't it? When we add hot water to a plastic bottle, it gets deformed. Have you ever seen this? See, sometimes your mother would have thought, see, this is very dirty. Let me pour some hot water and salt and clean this bottle. And then if by mistake she would have poured some hot water into a plastic bottle, our normal bottles, this use and throw kind of bottles will be there, no? Immediately they get deformed. That means they get melted off and they lose their shape also. So such plastics which gets deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily are known as thermoplastics. What are these? There is a name for these type of plastics. What is it? The plastics which gets deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily are known as thermoplastics. Polythene and PVC are some of the examples of thermoplastics. Polythene, it changes its shapes when we heat it. Okay. So PVC is polyvinyl chloride sheets. These also gets affected with heating. So such kind of things which gets easily affected with heating and which can be bent easily, these are called as thermoplastics. Okay, these are usually used for manufacturing toys, combs and various types of containers. Isn't it? Our containers, our plastic jars or boxes, when we squeeze them, immediately they will be moving. Isn't it? So those are called as thermoplastics. On the other hand, there are some plastics which when molded once cannot be softened by heating. Once they are molded, They cannot be softened again even though you heat them. They are strong, more strong. Okay, these are called as thermosetting plastics. Understood? So that's the opposite of this. On heating, these won't get affected so fast. We cannot soften them by heating. These are called as thermosetting plastics. Two examples of thermosetting plastics are bakelite and melamine. Here what did they give for thermoplastics? Polythene and PVC. Here for thermosetting plastics, again with two examples, that is bakelite and melamine. Bakelite is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. Bakelite is a very poor conductor. That means heat won't pass through it. Okay, like our wood. Wood is also a poor conductor, isn't it? So, poor conductor of heat and electricity. It is used for making electric switches. Where can you see this bakelite? It is used to prepare electric switches, handles of various utensils. See, whenever there is a pan, the pan gets heated to very high temperature. When we want to cook something on the pan, it will be continuously on the stove for hours together. When your mother is preparing dosa for you, she will at least prepare some 10 to 15 dosas to serve the whole family. So the tawa will be continuously on the flame. Can she catch that? No, that's why the handle will be made of a plastic material where it's a poor conductor of heat, so that how much ever the tawa is getting heated, the handle won't be hot. Handle won't be hot. Handle will be normal. So it is used for making electrical switches, handles of various utensils, etc. Bakelite. Okay. Now they are talking about melamine. Melamine is a versatile material. Why they are calling melamine as versatile material? Because it resists fire and can tolerate heat better than any other plastics. Melamine is, see, usually while talking about synthetic fibers, we thought that easily they get smelt when burned, isn't it? But melamine is having high resistance for heat and it can tolerate heat. Okay, it resists fire and it can tolerate heat up to so many degrees of temperature. Okay, so it can tolerate the heat better than other plastics. Remember about melamine. It is used for making our floor tiles. Okay, usually the floor tiles, whenever in our houses, when we are using the tiles, nowadays the tiles are coming in different varieties. For example, you can see these tiles, they look like wood, but they are normal melamine tiles here. Okay, your floorings. Okay, so melamine is used in floor tiles, then kitchenware and fabrics which resist fire. Why they are telling fabrics which resist fire? You just remember this point. We'll come back to it. Okay, when the lesson is going on, we'll definitely come back to this. Fabrics which resist fire. Who will wear this fire resistant fabrics? Yes. The people who are firefighters want a fire resistant material to wear, isn't it? Because they fight with fire constantly. So those people, the fabrics which they are wearing will have a melamine coating on them so that it is fire resistant. Understood? So this point must be remembered. Then in figure 3.8 shows various uses of thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics. See, thermosetting plastics, it's a melamine plate here. These are the floor tiles and these are the electric switches. Okay, these are some and handles for utensils. Then see the thermoplastics, normal our storage jars, our water bottles or our boxes, lunch boxes and wires. These are made up of normal thermoplastics. Understood? Okay. Then plastics as material of choice. Why is this plastic always the material of choice for us? There are so many n number of materials in the world, but why this plastic is chosen for so many purposes? Let us see this. Today, if we think of storing a food item, water, milk, pickles, dry fruit, dry food, etc. Plastic container seems most convenient. Whenever you open a biscuit packet, you will look to a small plastic box where you can keep it and put the lid tight. Otherwise, immediately your biscuits will get soft. They lose their crispiness, isn't it? Next time when you want to eat, they won't be crispy, isn't it? So whenever for such a small thing, that is opening a biscuit packet also, immediately you look for a plastic container where you can store your remaining biscuits. So whatever you think of storing a food, immediately the thing comes to your mind is a plastic container. This is because of their lightweight. See, they won't be heavy. They'll be lightweight, lower price. For 10 rupees, 20 rupees also you will get a plastic container. You can always go to shop and check. Not now. Okay, right now the situation is not good. Don't go to check for any plastic shops right now. Usually I am saying whenever you are going, okay, very low price. Even for 20 rupees you will get a small plastic box. Whereas steel box if you want to buy, you can never get for such a low price. Good strength. See, it won't be broken like glass. Isn't it? It can't get dents like for steel. Good strength, okay, and easy to handle. Being lighter as compared to metals, plastics are used in cars, aircrafts, spacecrafts too. Everywhere these plastics are used because of their characteristics. Okay, low price, good strength, lightweight, easy to handling. Understood? 4 they have given lightweight, lower price, good strength and easy to handle. So all these are making the plastics to be a chosen material. Okay. The list is endless if we start counting the articles like slippers, furniture, decoration pieces, etc. What not. Whatever you think, our plastic is there in that field also. Okay, now let us discuss the characteristics of plastics. Exclusively we will discuss the characteristics of plastics in the next video. Till then, you just self-read. Now you are in grade 8. See, I am explaining, but still read it twice or thrice for yourself. Take the book, whatever is explained, read it twice or thrice. You may find out new points. See, whenever we are reading, we will get some other point in the mind. You can come back to me with that point. Okay? Don't simply listen and say your mother that I finished today's video. Okay, done. You are having lot of time at home. Please utilize the time. Time once gone can't be got back again. Okay, remember time is very, very precious. Don't waste your time. Okay, use your time mindfully. Go through all this. Read yourself once again. Repeat it. And you can note down all the points in a book. See, your revision book is there. In that, whenever you are reading, you can mention all the highlights or important points, so that, see, you will have that habit of writing the self notes. As you grow up, you must be writing a self notes. Always don't look at the teacher to give the notes. I will give the notes, but still you must be capable of preparing your own notes also. So go through all the lesson neatly, note down all the important points and make a habit of noting down all the important points. Understood? So till then, stay safe, stay home, stay safe. Okay.